are sailing down the south coast of Rhodes, heading to Lindos after leaving New Rhodes Marina a couple of hours ago. No engines, 2 sails up, just 11 knots of wind on a close reach, doing just over 4 knots. So we are just approaching Lindos after 10 hours. Most of the journey was rather between 7 knots or 2 knots. We sailed all the way, didn't turn the engines off. Sorry, didn't turn the engines on. Once we left Rhodes, we turned the engines off, and they've been off all day until we just come into this entrance, which is Lindos. This is our first stop on leg 1. Leg 1 is from Rhodes to Gibraltar, and we are, as I say, just coming into Lindos. We are on anchor in Lindos. Beautiful evening. The wonderful Lindos Castle just above us. David is just putting the anchor ball out. We have people swimming around, which is great to see. A few more catamarans. We are on anchor in exactly the same place as we were about 4 or 5 weeks ago when we'd done some test sailing after the work that had been done. We sailed all the way here today. Did take us 10 hours for what was only a 26-27 mile journey, but we had to zigzag our way here because of the wind conditions and the angle of the wind. I think 15 knots was the fastest apparent wind we saw, and down to sort of about 3 or 4 at one point, and we was moving at just 2 knots. Our fastest speed today I think was just over 7.5 knots. But how beautiful is Lindos? Our last place in Rhodes, as we will leave here tomorrow and Rhodes will be finished. Carpathos, I think it's called, or Carpathos is our next island in between here and Crete, which is about 10 or 12 hours. The wind predictions have died down a little bit from this morning. It was meant to be 25, it's now down to about 18, so that will make it a better passage tomorrow. But we will be at sea for 10 to 12 hours. 65 miles I think we're doing into a bay. Anchor out overnight, and then the next day, Saturday, we should arrive at our first of 3 stops in Crete. I'm not going to bother putting the sail bag away because all through the night there is literally no wind in here. So it's ready to hoist, and I will hoist it tomorrow on anchor. So we are just finishing our sailing down Rhodes. We started this morning just up here in Lindos. We're halfway across this bay, maybe a bit more. We've got very little wind at the moment, 7.5, 8 knots. Almost bang on the nose, so we can't sail, although we've got the sails out. But once we get to this position, the wind's coming down round here at this angle, and it should be constant 13, 14 up to 20 knots, so we should get a really good sail on that. So after 9.5 hours today, 25 knots was our maximum, I think, wind speed. Boat speed maximum was 10 knots. Most of it was probably about 6. We did have the engine on when we come out of Lindos down the side of Rhodes. We then turned it off and done best part of 6 and a bit hours just on the sails. We did get overpowered at one point and needed to reduce the jib and spill the main to get the boat back under control. It was when we was doing close to 10 knots. So we're in a little bay, Ormos Armathos, which is in Carpathos, and we will be leaving here tomorrow to go to Crete. But beautiful little place. I would like to take the phone out to the front of the boat, but it's so windy it will spoil the video. This is a really nice bay on the southeast tip of the island. Kind of one of the first places you come to after leaving Rhodes. There's only 3 boats on anchor. Sorry about the wind. Let's just do a quick video, but it will be very, very windy. Wow, that is windy. Probably about 8 metres, David, aren't we?
Yeah.
50 metres out on a chain or something. It does look a stunning little place. We were saying we'd love to get mopeds out and have a little drive around this island. This is the 2nd biggest island in the Dodecanese, behind Rhodes. I thought Crete was the biggest island, but apparently Crete is the biggest Greek island, but it's not classed as being in the Dodecanese. It's got its own special territory name after it, with a few other islands. So this is the 2nd biggest island in the Dodecanese, and when you come sailing into it, all you see is a mountain range in the distance for ages and ages and ages. We've just had dinner. We've just had a quick dip in the water. But beautiful. Right, that is us done. Tomorrow we've got 62 mile passage, Dave, I think we said?
62.2.
62.2 miles tomorrow. That's minimum. We may go on to another bay further down, and that will get us into Crete, our first stop. So this place is our 2nd stop on our first stage of trying to get to the Caribbean. Ormos Armathos in Carpathos. Try saying that after a couple of beers. Look at our boat speed, David.
Yeah, I see it.
We're going to be here all day. Now, I wonder why we're going so slowly. Both engines running at
Are we going against the tide now?
So we have got wind with tide here.
Yeah.
Not got wind overside, no. No, we've got the tide coming from the right hand side. Trampoline's going to be lovely and clean.
Yeah.
They're actually going fucking underwater. They're not really what? Bang. Shelter on this island. That's where we want to get to, that white fucking cloud.
Yeah.
About 2.3 miles.
Yep, I am. Right.
5 knots there, look.
Yeah. One, yeah, 42.
They are waves going past us. Luckily our anchor is holding really well, but yeah, it's very windy. In front of us is the island of Crete. Just see it there. Got both sails out, but we are running with one engine because we don't have a lot of wind. And you can't see it, but over the back is the island of Kassos, which we left at 6:30 this morning. And we're hoping to get into Crete, into a bay that we've got on our chart plotter for about 2:30 today, 3 o'clock. Overall, probably been doing 6.5 maybe throughout the journey. 6.5 knots. Maximum speed so far was 7.5. We did have up to 20 apparent wind at one point, and we did do 2 hours with no engines on. But unfortunately, as we come to the centre of the east coast of Crete, the wind didn't know which way to come down the island, so we lost all our wind. The sea is now very, very calm. It was a little rougher earlier on, but that is beautiful. Lovely day, sun's out. It's coming up to the middle of August. Crete will be our last island, which will take us 3 days to get across, and then we'll be out of Greece, and the next journey will be on to Malta.
better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. We are dreamers of the shore. Seven years now on this boat, and we all know.
So after 9.5 hours, I think, from Kassos, we are in Crete, in a bay called Avra Bay, Avra Beach. These are the Avra apartments. Nice little bay, anchored in 4.5 metres of water, and just around that corner is a tiny little marina where we can hopefully take the tender and then go and get some shopping. some basic provisions, go and get something to eat. We've not had a thing to eat since 6 o'clock this morning when we got up. We started sailing at 7. Our maximum speed today I think was 7.7 knots. Maximum apparent wind was 20, and it went really well today. We had about 3 hours maximum of sailing without engines, but most of the way we did have an engine on. So Rhodes was where we started from. We then went to Carpathos, Kassos, and now Crete. Crete will be the last Greek island that we do, and we will stop on 2 places on the south coast as we work our way along Crete. Might stay here tomorrow and then leave the next day, we're not sure yet. I need to check the weather for what the weather's doing from the southwest tip of Crete over to Malta, which is a 3-4 day passage plan. So I need to get the weather right for that window, so I will look into that in the next couple of days as we work our way across the south coast. I was in Crete about 10 years ago and 30 odd years ago before that. Lovely island. Never spent much time on the south side. It's normally on the north side near Heraklion. So this is all new to me. But a lovely sandy beach. One restaurant on the beach, but there is another restaurant over the back there and some shops apparently. And as I say, the marina, but we might be able to dive our tender in and then walk around here, and there is a footpath. Hopefully they'll allow us to go in. But a great day sailing today, really enjoyed it. We had rough seas for the first 2 or 3 hours as we come out of Kassos, and then after that the seas calmed down to a medium state for an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then just as we was getting close to Crete it just went dead flat and was just perfect sailing today. Really good, brilliant. So we are moving along to our second stop on the island of Crete, on the south side. There's no wind today, the sea is dead flat. We were going to do a 28 mile passage, but we thought, well, whilst the sea is so calm, we've decided to push on another 17 miles further down the coast to make the next 2 journeys easier. And I'm still thinking of maybe going on even further. So our destination now that we're trying to get to is this one here, Lentas. There's an anchorage just there and there's a marina just there, so we can get the tender ashore if we need to. We were going to stop somewhere further down there, but because it's so good we're going further, and I'm thinking, although there's not much here, we may even go up around here somewhere, see how we get on, even if we're going until 7 o'clock this evening. Just get ourselves down this coast whilst we've got the good weather. We may as well take advantage of it. So one engine running, starboard, giving us 6.8 knots of speed over ground. Got the current pushing us as well. The arrow in the centre is the current. Wind speed, true wind speed 3.3, but apparent 7.2 because we're pushing forward and making more wind. That is the coastline, the south coastline of Crete. Absolutely beautiful. Great conditions for just powering on and working our way west. Once we get to where we're going today, we then got 2 short journeys, or shorter journeys, for the next 2 days. Quite a big island, Crete. After a 9-hour sail today from Avra Beach, we are in Agio Farago, a really nice little anchorage. We're the only yacht on anchor. There was a couple of fishing boats earlier on today, and that is a really nice canyon. We've just walked up that canyon for a couple of hours. There's a church up there and some caves you can walk through. We're now halfway down the south coast of Crete. We'll move on tomorrow. We were planning to do 28 miles today, but we ended up doing something like 62 or something or other. So another long day, 9 hours. Maximum speed 7.8, but no wind at all hardly. In fact, it was on engine all the way except for about the last 2 hours. We managed to get the head sail out and that was all. Other than that, all with one engine and no sails. There's a lot of camping on this beach. And up in the canyon, when it winds its way through all the trees, there's lots of people camping there. Really nice bay. Just about to have dinner. Settle down, get up early and do it all over again tomorrow. After 7.5 hours sailing today, we are in Lutra Bay on the south side of Crete. There are no cars on this part in this bay, and no roadways in, so everything has to come in by boat. The ferry's just pulled up. We're anchored in 15 metres. Got 40 metres out on the chain. Only enough room for a couple of yachts. There is one small yacht just over there anchored, but that's where all the day boats come in and out. Very nice. Unfortunately, although this bay is very large, you can't get out there, it's too deep. Literally just out there is over 100 metres deep. This is our third stop in Crete. We've got one more to make tomorrow, which is only 20 miles away, and then it will be on to Malta. We have done about 300 miles since we left Rhodes, and we've got about 1700 miles to go to get to Gibraltar. So far out of the 6 days of sailing, we've had 2 days where we couldn't sail, where we ducked out in Cassos away from the wind, but we've moved along quite well from Rhodes. But this is Lutra Bay. front and down sand. Sorry?
Everything.
Right, start dropping your anchor down 7 metres. We are in Palachora, 3.5 hour sail today from Loutre Bay. This is our last place we will stop in Crete, and we think we've got a weather window to go over to Malta, so we might leave here around 5-6 o'clock today. I have booked an appointment with a dentist. Somewhere just over there is a dentist. I've got an appointment booked for 1 o'clock today. See if I can get a filling done. That's been annoying me for the last 3 days. We'll do some basic provisioning, and then we'll spend 3-4 days getting over to Malta. But another stunning little bay. Little ferry ramp just there, so we're away from the ferry. We are in a dedicated anchoring area. We're in 13 metres and we've got 50 something odd metres out on the chain. No wind today hardly, so it was under engine only. So we're coming to the end of day 2 and soon be going into our 3rd night on our journey to Malta from Rhodes. Originally we was at 458 nautical miles and we're now down to 179 miles to go. We were hit with a storm earlier with 2 water tornadoes. We had to lower the mainsail for a few minutes, gather our thoughts, wait for the wind to die down. We had lightning, winds up to 30 knots, so we filled the sails, turned into the wind off course, run both the engines and waited for about half an hour for things to settle down. Then we raised the mainsail, pulled out the jib, got back on course. Unfortunately we suffered a little bit of damage to our sailbag. One of the lines that holds the sailbag up was broke, so one side of our sailbag is hanging down, which we do need to do some sort of temporary repair on, because when we lower the mainsail it needs to go in the bag, otherwise it'll spill out over the starboard side and it won't look very good. But other than that, everything's good.
There we have a little tornado. See that? Right down to the sea. Storm on the starboard side. Over that side, lovely and sunny. See those, but that's definitely a lot worse than the last one I saw, which was going into Split in Croatia.
This is all I can see, other than the chart plot, which I've got to turn down in a minute, it's a bit bright. I can't see shite, except a little tiny light just over there somewhere, which is a boat. There is another boat behind me, but it is pitch black.
Alright, so there's Gary sitting in the sailbag, retrieving the flag.
There you go, boy.
There we go, a successful mission. You right up there, boy?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate.
Well done.
It's quite cold. Right, so young David is doing the flag ceremony. He's just brought down the Greek flag, which fell a bit because it's been up for over a year and a half. Yep, and now he's raising the Maltese flag. We are 62 miles away from Malta. There he goes, up goes the flag. Look at that. Nicely under control. Up goes the old flag. And that'll do us about perfect. Look at that. Malta is that way. 62 miles. Lovely jubbly. Another country down. All tied off?
All tied off, mate. Just get rid of any excess.
That's it. Keep the old ship nice and tidy. So I've done a couple of fixes this morning to the boat. One on the sailbag. Sorted a couple of lines out. Raised the Maltese flag. And now we've probably got 10 hours to Malta. Well done, boy. We are just over 20 miles away from approaching Malta. I'm sure the camera will pick it up. These are all vessels, mainly oil tankers and cargo vessels. They're all on anchor, waiting for their turn to go in. And just to show you what that looks like on the chart plotter, that's just the outer edge of the boats that are waiting to go in. I hope that can be picked up. That's our boat there, and that's all the vessels outside Malta waiting to go in. So we are 21 miles away from reaching Malta. That is us there, reality, and all these here are boats that are showing on AIS waiting to go into Malta. These will be cargo vessels and oil tankers. And just to show you what that looks like, not sure the camera will pick it up easily, especially as the sun's in the way. But these vessels here, that you can see, they're just on the outer edge. So those boats there they're the boats that are on the outer edge of that, and then there's loads more behind. That's what it looks like. So these are all the tankers and cargo vessels waiting to go into Valletta, the capital of Malta. The sun's going down. It's about 7 o'clock, and we are going through this labyrinth of big boats. It's like playing Minesweeper, Dave. Like playing Minesweeper. They're everywhere. Well, it don't look much on video, but that is Malta, and just round that corner is Valletta, the capital, and we're heading in a bay just about there somewhere. We're about to dodge a few fish farms. So there's our chart plotter. That's us there. We're going to go up here and then come into this bay, St Thomas's Bay. We're moving at 6 knots at the moment, and we got just over 2 knots to go. Yeah, we're doing well. Just over 2 nautical miles to our next waypoint, and then 3 to our final anchorage. We are going in under darkness. There's a big ship there on anchor. So after 75 hours, 460 nautical miles from Crete, we are finally on anchor in St Thomas's Bay in Malta, which is just a couple of bays down from the main entrance into Valletta. Took us 3 full nights, 3 full days, and a few hours into the 4th night. Total of 75, 76 hours, I think. The distance from Rhodes to here is about 700 miles, I think. No, sorry, 600 miles. Somewhere 600, 650 miles, something like that. We will spend a few days here sightseeing. Our next anchorage is the Blue Lagoon in Gozo, and then we're thinking we're going to go to an island southwest of Sicily, which is a Sicilian island. I think it's called Palatera, something like that. And we can also check out of the EU there, and then after that it will be Tunisia. No real disasters. Sailbag broke. We did lose AIS to see all the other vessels, but it came back on. We don't know why. David's down there doing a chart plotter, turning everything off. We've got our anchor light on up the top of the mast. We've got our anchor ball out. We've got all our fenders down. It's the longest passage that David's done. He's done brilliantly. Absolutely fantastic. We worked really well together. Kind of done 3 hours on, 3 hours off to get sleep in between. Come through a minefield of boats which you can see all on anchor outside, waiting to go into Valletta. Cargo ships and fuel tankers, a few down there. A couple of boats on anchor in here, one just there. We had to be careful coming in here because there is a shipwreck right in the centre of this bay, which is not on my chart. There's a red light flashing out here somewhere. There it is, just there. You'll see a red light flash in a minute. There you go. Underneath that is a shipwreck, and it's not on my chart, but we saw the red flashing light. There's a boat there, and then there's about 60, which you can't pick up here on camera, but about 60 boats, day trip boats, fishing boats, just at the back there in the bay. And there is a dinghy dock down there for tomorrow, so we can get ashore. Might rent a couple of mopeds and drive around Malta. I have been here before, twice. First time was 30 odd years ago, but brilliant sailing, absolutely fabulous, and to do it with my brother is even specialer. It was fantastic, really enjoyed it. This is St Thomas Bay, Malta, one of the bays south of the entrance for Valletta. Got people out canoeing, and this is where you get your jet skis and your rental boats. And me and David are hoping to find a little dinghy dock which is down here and go and get a couple of scooters and have a little ride around for a couple of days. I think we might call this our base until we leave to go to the Blue Lagoon in Gozo, Dave.
Yep.
Good enough base, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's meant to be supermarkets and stuff here, so lots and lots of moorings. These are all mooring buoys, which we could take a mooring buoy apparently, but they're owned by locals, which they're quite happy for you to take them, but if they want them back you have to then move. So to be honest, we've just put the anchor out with 46 metres on the chain in 7 metres. We think we're in good holding. So David, new territory for you, Malta. You've never been here.
Definitely new territory, mate.
Yeah. This is Valletta, the capital of Malta. This is one of the, in fact there's two there, cruise line terminals. No ships in today, which is weird. There's normally 2 or 3 a day apparently in here. That's the entrance just there. Some of the walls, I believe that's Grand Harbour Yachting Club. I tried to get into the marina and they were fully booked. And that is the lift that brings you up from the piers. So what is up here is the gardens. And the gardens are out here. And very beautiful they are. Your favourite tree there, Dave? A palm tree? I think it's to tell them to reduce their speed 3 knots on the jet skis when they go through this this anchorage. Yeah. Yeah, just like speedboats, aren't they? But
They're fun, isn't it?
yeah, really nice though. Little cabin cruise behind the back, quite nice. St Thomas Bay, Malta. We have been here for 2 days. We are packing up in the morning. Where are we going tomorrow, David? You can't remember, no? So we're going to the Blue Lagoon in Camino. We're going to anchor in the Blue Lagoon for a day or 2, and then we're going to leave Malta. We just took our moped back, what we've had for a day and a bit. You can open her up now, Dave. Yeah, you've got to be very careful with people, ain't you? Look, in the water there, 2 divers, but they have got the right flow. Right, to the good ship. Yeehaw! State of that sailbag. She's all over the place, bless her. Right, coming in for landing. Well done, baby boy.